Thank you very much, Barry. I've been active in the environmental movement for a long time. Back in 1969, I helped start a student activist group called Environment! And it involved students from mostly the New York area, but elsewhere. And I've been at it since. There have been some breaks, but I've been at it a long time. And to be coming back here to Wesleyan, where I went to college, midway in my early 40s, I'll say, is just such a pleasure. And I frankly think this event is the most exciting thing I've ever been involved with. Because to have this gathering of people who are saying, we gotta go forward and do the right thing at a time when people are saying we're in a very dark period in terms of the climate movement. But here we have a group of really dedicated young people, activists from around the world, or excuse me, around the country, and real experts in many different fields. And for me, it's a huge privilege to be here with all of you. I have to be very quick because we have a great program coming, but Charles Komanoff here is a close friend. I've worked with him for over 40 years. Brent Blackwelder, just former president of Friends of the Earth. I've known Brent for 40 years. This is fantastic, and thank you all so much. And Barry, thank you very much. Without the Wesleyan College of the Environment, we could not have made this happen. I am the coordinator of the Climate Crisis Coalition, and that too was a transformation for me. Back when I first interviewed for my job in 2004 with Ted Glick and Father Paul Mayer, who are both very active in this conference, and you'll be having a chance to hear and talk with both of them. They're the co-founders of this group. And the Climate Crisis Coalition was founded in 2004, and the premise was, we have a crisis. And not only that, this crisis is going to involve much more than the traditional environmental movement, but we've got to reach out to people from a broad spectrum of constituencies. This had to be students, this had to be business people, this had to be academics, this had to be social justice people, and what do you know? These constituencies are here today. Not only that, but we felt very strongly that the climate crisis was not just an environmental issue, but it also had to do with fundamental issues of justice and equity, social and economic, and we have representatives from those constituencies here today. And what's so terrific about the Pricing Carbon movement is that it encompasses these aspects. Pricing carbon is not only an effective way to combat global warming, but it's equitable, it's fair, it's efficient, and it engages the constituencies we have here today, and that's why I'm so excited to be here. When Charlie, my good friend Charlie, and I first started talking about let's put together a coalition based on pricing carbon, we had a game plan. Very soon after that game plan, I contacted Brent Blackwelder. We started putting together a campaign. First items in the campaign were two briefings that we had in Washington, D.C. One on the House side with the assistance of Congressman John Larson, who we heard last night, and on the Senate side. Brent moderated both of those briefings. They helped us get here to where we are today. We thought all along we needed to have a conference. We needed to have a national conference. But the question is, when do you have it? And what we decided was that cap and trade was the main item on most people's agenda, main environmental groups, the Obama administration. We decided we had to let cap and trade run its course. We had major issues with cap and trade, but we understood that it was the major thing, and we'd be allies, we'd let it run its course, and we wouldn't seriously try to get this group together until after the first session of Congress, after Obama was elected. We derided that time period. We picked this time very carefully before the new election, before the new Congress, after the elections, just before the UN conference in Cancun. And you know, this has been serendipitous because everything has happened just as we'd hoped. In fact, it's happened beyond what it's hoped. So I've already gone on too long. We have our panel.